Escalus!
My lord?
Of government the properties to unfold would seem in me the effect speech and discourse, since I am put to know that your own science exceeds in that the list of all advice my strength can give you. Then no more remains but that to your sufficiency as your worth is able, and let them work the nature of our people, our cities' institutions, and the terms of for common justice, ye are as pregnant in as art and practice hath enriched, and that we remember there is our commission, from which we would not have to call hither. I say, bid come before us, Angelo, begs the Lord. What figure of us, thank you, he will bear, for you must know we have the special soul elected him our absence to supply. Let him our terror distressed him with our love, and given him deputation all the organs of our own power. What think you of it?
If any in Vienna be of it, will be worth to undergo such ample grace and honor, it is Lord Angelo.
Enter Lord Angelo. Look where he comes. Always obedient to your grace's will, I come to know your pleasure. Angelo, there is a kind of character in thy life, that to the observer doth thy history fully unfold. Thyself and thy belongings is not thine own so proper as to waste thyself upon thy virtues. Thee on thee heaven doth with us as we with torches do, not light from themselves. For if our virtues did not go forth thus, 'twere all alike as if we had them not. Spirits are not finely touched, but to fine issues nor nature nor never lends the smallest scruple of her excellence, but like a thrifty goddess, she determines herself the glory of a creditor, both thanks and use. But I do bend my speech to one that can my part to in him advertise. Hold therefore, Angelo, in our remove be thou at full ourselves, mortality and mercy in Vienna. Live in thy tongue and heart, old Escalus. Though first in question is thy secondary, take thy commission. Now, good my lord, let there be some more test made of my metal, before in so noble and so great a figure be stamped upon it. No more invasion. We have, with leavened and prepared choice, proceeded to you, therefore take your honours. Your haste from your hence is of so quick condition, that it prefers itself and leaves unquestioned matters of needful value. We shall write to you as time and our concerning shall importune how it goes with us, and do look to now what doth befall you here, so fare you well. To the full execution do I leave of you commissions. Yet give leave, my lord, that we may bring you something on the way. My haste may not admit, you nor need you on mine honor have to do with any scruple. Your scope is in mine own, so to enforce or qualify the laws as to your soul seems good. Give me your hand, I'll privily away. I love the people, but do not like the stage to me, to their eyes, though it do well, I do not relish well their loud applause and aves vehement, nor do I think of the man of safe discretion that does affect. Once more fare you well. The heavens give safety to your purposes.
Lead forth and bring you back in happiness.
I thank you, farewell.
I shall desire you, sir, to give me leave to have free speech with you, and it concerns me to look into the bottom of my place. Power I have, but of what strength and nature I am not yet instructed.
'Tis so with me. Let us withdraw together, we may soon our dissatisfactions have touching that point.
I'll wait upon your honour.
Excellent.
The Duke with the other dukes come not to the composition with the King of Hungary. Why then all the dukes fall upon the king?
Heaven grants us its peace, but not the King of Hungary's.
Amen. Thou concludest like the sanctimonious pirate that went to the sea with the 10 Commandments, but scraped one out of the table.
Thou shalt not steal.
Aye, that he raised.
Why, 'twas a commandment to command the captain and all the rest from the functions they put forth to steal. There's not a soldier of us all that, in the thanksgiving before me, to do relish the petition well that prays for peace.
I never heard any soldier dislike it.
I believe thee, for I think thou never wast where grace was said.
No, a dozen times at least.
What, in metre?
In any proportion, or in any language.
I think, or in any religion.
Aye, why not? Grace is grace, despite of all controversy, as for example, thou thyself art a wicked villain, despite of all grace.
Well, there went but a pair of shears between us.
I grant, as thou between the list and the velvet, thou art the list. And thou the velvet, thou art good velvet. Thou art a three-piled piece, I warrant thee. I had as life be a list of an English kersey as be piled, as thou art piled for a French velvet. Do I speak feelingly now? I think thou dost, and indeed with most painful feeling of thy speech. I will not of thine own confession learn to begin thy health, but whilst I live forget to drink after thee. I think I have done myself wrong, have I not?
Yes, that thou hast, whether thou art tainted or free.
Enter Mistress Overdone. Behold, behold, where Madam Mitigation comes. I have purchased as many diseases under her roof as come to
what, I pray?
Judge.
To $3,000 a year?
Aye, and more. A French crown more. Thou art always figuring diseases in me, but thou art full of error. I am sound. Nay, not as one should say, healthy, but so sound as things that are hollow. Thy bones are hollow, impiety has made a feast of thee. How now? Which of our hips has the most profound sciatica?
Well, well, there's one yonder arrested and carried to prison, was worth $5,000 of you all. Loo.
Who's that, I pray thee?
Marry, sir, that's Claudio, Signor Claudio.
Claudio to prison? 'Tis not so.
Nay, but I know 'tis so. I saw him arrested, saw him carried away, and which is more, within these 3 days, his head to be chopped off, Loo.
But after all this fooling, I would not have it so. Art thou sure of this?
I am too sure of it, and it is forgetting Madame Julietta with child.
Believe me, this may be. He promised to meet me 2 hours since, and he was ever precise in promise-keeping.
Besides, you know, it draws something near to the speech we had to such a purpose.
But most of all agreeing with the proclamation. Aye! Let's go learn the truth of it. Exeunt Lucio and gentlemen.
Thus, what with the war, what with the sweat, what with the gallows, and what with the poverty, I am custom shrunk.
Enter Pompey.
How now, what's the news with you, Loo?
Yonder man is carried to prison.
Well, what has he done, Loo?
A woman.
But what's his offense?
Groping for trouts in a peculiar river.
What? Is there a maid with child by him?
No, but there's a woman with maid by him. You have not heard of the proclamation, have you?
What proclamation, man?
All houses in the suburbs of Vienna must be plucked down.
And what shall become of those in the city, Loo?
They shall stand for seed. They had gone down too, but what that a wise burgher put in for them.
But shall all our houses of resort in the suburbs be pulled down? Loo.
To the ground, mistress.
Why, here's a change indeed, the commonwealth. What shall become of me, Loo?
Come, fear not, good counselors lack no clients. Though you change your place, you need not change your trade. I'll be your tapster still. Courage. There will be pity taken on you. You that have worn your eyes almost out in the service, you'll be considered.
What's to do here, Thomas Tapster? Let's withdraw, Loo.
Here's some Signor Claudio, led by the provost to prison, and there's Madame Juliet.
Exeunt.
Fellow, why dost thou show me thus to the world? Bear me to prison, where I am committed.
I do not in evil disposition, but from Lord Angelo, my special judge.
Thus can the demigod, O party, make us pay down for our offence by weight. The words of heaven, on whom it will, on whom it will not, so yet still 'tis just.
Well, how now, Claudio? Whence comes this restraint?
From too much liberty, my Lucio liberty. As surfeit is the father of much fast, so every scope by the immoderate use turns to restraint. Our natures do pursue, like rats that raven down their proper bane, a thirsty evil, and when we drink we die. If I could speak too wisely under an arrest, I would send for certain of my creditors, and yet, to say the truth, I had as lief have the foppery of freedom and the morality of imprisonment. What's thy offence, Claudio? What? But to speak of would offend again. What is the murder? No. Lechery? Call it so. Away, sir, you must go. One word, good friend Lucio. I'll word with you. 100, if they'll do you any good. Is lechery so looked after? Thus stands it with me. Upon true contract I get possession of Julieta's bed. You know the lady, she is fast, my wife. Save to me that we do the denunciation lock of outward order. Thus we came not to only for propagation of a dower, remaining in the coffer of our friends, from whom we thought it might meet to hide our love, till the time had made them for us. But if chances the stealth of our most mutual entertainment with character too gross is writ on Juliet. With child, perhaps? Unhappily even so, and the new deputy, and now for the Duke. Whether it be false and glimpse of newness, or whether the body public be, or horse whereon the governor doth ride, who newly in the seat, that it may know he can command, lets it straight feel the spirit, whether the tyranny be in his place, or in his immense that fills it up. I stagger in, but this new government awakes from me all the enrolled penalties, which have with like unscorned armor hung by the wall, so long that 19 zodiacs have gone round, and none of them been worn, and for name, now puts the drowsy and neglected act freshly on me, 'tis surely for a name. I warrant it is, and thy head stands so tickled on thy shoulders that a milkmaid, if she be in love, may sight it off. Send up the Duke and appeal to him. I have done so, but he is not to be found. I prithee, Lucio, do me this kind service. This day my sister should the cloister enter, and there receive her approbation, acquaint her with the danger of my state, implore her in my voice that she make friends to the strict deputy, bid herself assay him. I have great hope in that, for in her youth there is a prone and speechless dialect, such as move men. Beside, she hath prosperous art, when she will play with reason and discourse, and well she can persuade. I pray she may, as well for the encouragement of thy like, which else would stand on a grievous imposition, as for the enjoying of thy life, who I would be sorrowed should be thus foolishly lost at a game of tic-tac. Out to her. I thank you, good friend Lucio. Within 2 hours. Come, officer away. Exeunt.